So I grew up as a preacher's kid who was only allowed to miss church if I was bleeding or vomiting. Like those were the official rules. And when I went to college, it felt like I was out on parole, like with mandatory check-ins on Christmas and Easter, you know. Spiritual experience was not on my bingo card for 2007. Now, that year was my second year of college, and my roommate, Amber, pitched this idea of going with her to Rome for an internship. And we would spend our days rehearsing with this opera company. And then in the evenings and on the weekends, we would take in the cultural sights and sounds. Sounds great. So we apply for our passports, we get tickets, we pay the internship fee, everything was set. And the morning of the flight, I'm standing at the ticket counter and I'm looking around for Amber and I don't see her anywhere. And, time is ticking, right? So I pull out my cell phone and I give her a call. And the voice that answers the phone is not Amber's voice. Hello, Mrs. Ridinger, are you and Amber coming soon? And she goes, didn't you check your voicemails? And I was like, no, I never check my voicemails. No, what? Well, takes this deep breath. We're not coming to the airport. Amber's passport never arrived. She can't fly. And I just, the whole airport just took this swivel and it felt like there was cotton around my head. And okay, sorry, bye. So now I'm going alone. And I'm trying to be really cool as I explain the situation to my mom. And she's trying to be really cool because I had never flown internationally, to say nothing of flying alone. So on the way to the security, we stop at this airport gift shop and she buys me this book of Bible verses that are organized by feelings. So on loneliness, for example, when you go through deep waters, I am with you, Isaiah 43:2. So it's like a whole book of this. And I know this makes her feel better, so I let her buy it and I put it in my bag without rolling my eyes, mostly. And I go through security and I am officially alone. And I'm trying to decide how much to freak out, right? I'm stuck between, oh my God. And like, how hard can it be, right? It's probably fine. There's nothing else to do. So I get on the flight and the trip is without incident. We get to Rome, we do rehearsal, we do the Forum, we do the Colosseum, we do fountains, we eat a lot of gelato. And halfway through the trip, it's time to visit the churches, of which there are many and they're all gorgeous. So the third church of the day is the chapel at the Holy Steps. Now, the Holy Steps are the steps that Jesus was meant to have climbed on his way to his trial and ultimately his execution in Jerusalem. Now, Pope Sextus V had them moved from Jerusalem to Rome somewhere in 1580 something. And unlike every other church we'd visited so far, this church was not full of tourists. This church was quiet. It was full of pilgrims because you see, you can only reach the top of the Holy Steps on your knees. You pray up it like a rosary. And I just get lost in the space. It's musky, it's dark, the lights dim. You can hear the whispers of the prayers of the pilgrims. There's like a whoosh whoosh. The nuns are walking around taking care of things. And it was like I was transported. It was so peaceful. And I don't know if you know anything about the Black church, but like peaceful is not a word that I would apply to that situation. So when I came back to Earth, I realized I can't see anyone that I know, like not in the chapel, not in the gift shop, not in the front steps, nowhere. And now my mind is starting to race and I'm getting hot and sweaty and the nervous sweat on top of it's hot in the Mediterranean sweat that I was already sweating. And my cell phone doesn't work internationally. And how do I find them? How do I get back to the hotel? How would I even get there? I don't read Italian. I can't read the bus map. How did they leave the only chocolate chip in the cookie? How did they not know that I was missing? So from under all of that noise, I get this feeling, that feeling of a still, deep body of water, and the surface is so still you can see the reflection, and you can't tell what way is up and what way is down. That, just right here in my chest. And with that feeling, it just says, wait. Just wait. See what happens. And so I let that sit in me for a moment, but I have anxiety, right? So I'm not good at stillness and I'm not good at waiting. And I had just about said to hell with this and take my chances on the bus stop when I see my group coming back around the corner of the church looking for me. The thing is, there was no way that I could have ever managed 3 weeks abroad on my own. And if my roommate Amber had been there with me, we would have looked out for each other. It's true that she wasn't there, but it's also true that I wasn't alone. Thank you.